Okay, so the results for the second semi-final are about to be revealed. I'm doing this with a different sound system to the one I had on Tuesday. This is just from the phone. I don't have the wireless microphone on me this time because it didn't actually pick up any of the noise from the actual show. So the microphone was too good. We'll see if this is more. If this way of doing it is better, then we'll do that for the final. Right. We are good to go. Here we go. The non-qualifiers, yes, the ones that are going out that I predicted would be Montenegro, Armenia, Greece, Georgia, Denmark, and Serbia. However, this is the closer of the two semi-finals, despite the fact that we had some massive shocks on Tuesday. So, we have Luxembourg, Australia, and Lithuania. I voted for Luxembourg. Let's see what happens is. Let's see who it is first. Lithuania! Thought that was going to be Australia, to be honest, but there we are. Yeah. I predicted them to go through. They were predicted to go through before, but it could be difficult. Israel, Czechia, and Montenegro. Interesting. So Israel are expected. Czechia have wobbled a little bit. Montenegro not expected. And it's Israel. Okay. Again, pretty much knew that was happening. Will be interesting to see who won this thing. Armenia, Serbia, and Malta. Well, if this isn't Malta, then I've got one wrong already, but we know how early things went a bit pear-shaped last time. It's Armenia! I have got one wrong. Shout out ESC Gabe. There we go. Denmark, Ireland, or Latvia. Ooh. Oh, this could be either of them. This could be any of them. I predicted both Ireland and Latvia through. And of course, it's the one that I didn't. Denmark are through for the first time in the 2020s.
Maybe she can buy a skirt.
Maybe she can buy a skirt. Well, I wonder who's the longest now then. I think it might be Malta, but they'll qualify, surely. We've got Malta, Austria, Greece. Expectations say Austria. The correct answer is Austria. Good, I was starting to think I knew nothing from those last two. I'm gonna need to have some sort of blindfold, so I can't watch that. That the flashes were too much for me. But we all knew that was qualifying. Just might not win. Ireland, Serbia, Luxembourg. Yeah! La poupée monte le son. Luxembourg have a 100% success rate of qualifying for the final. They have only ever been in two semi-finals, ever. But they're there. Thank goodness. Right, so we've got 6. Czechia and Malta are still up there, as are Australia and Finland. The obvious answer would be those four, but we all know what happened last time. We've got Finland, Czechia, and Georgia. Well, this would be a real surprise if it was Georgia, but we've seen similar this year, so who knows? It's Finland. Yep. That is Finland. I think that is a 100% success rate in the 2020s for Finland as well. Wow. Latvia, Australia, and Greece. Right, here we go. The obvious answer is Australia, and I think for them it has to be now or never because, well, there are two other big ones still left. It's Latvia! Ooh, so we're losing one of Australia, Malta, or Czechia. No, you didn't see the strange water nymphs from Latvia. But you will see them on Saturday, so there we are. You've got that to look forward to. Malta, Montenegro, Georgia. Obvious answer is Malta, but again, we've seen this be chaotic. It is Malta. So we are losing one of Australia and Czechia. At least one. We could get Ireland. Who knows? Serbia maybe? Who knows? I mean, Greece. There are a couple that could do it. The obvious answers would be Australia or Czechia, but there are more on that list that could do it. Armenia and Denmark going through has shaken up everything, yeah. Yeah. I've said that it's rare that I get more than one wrong per semi. I've got 2 wrong in both so far, and it could be a third here.
Oh, just get on with it.
Here we are with the dramatic reveals. There are 7 countries waiting. One of them will qualify. Australia, Montenegro, Ireland. Could it be Emmy? Greece. I was one of the only people left saying it would be Shock NQ for Greece. Just saying, in case that happens. Georgia. Czechia. Could people be right about Czechia? And Serbia's the other one. It could be Australia, Ireland, Greece, Czechia. There's about 5 of those 7 that I think realistically it can be. And the 6th isn't far off either, Montenegro. Watch it be Georgia. It's Greece! Oh! Wow, so I only managed to get 7 out of 10 there. Which, when you can only get 6 wrong, is dreadful. But there we are. We knew that was going to be... we knew that was going to be a very close semi-final, and it's happened. So... that's the first...
I liked them until the last 30 seconds or so.
That's the first time that Australia has not qualified twice in a row. And I felt sure that they would go through after their performance, because he was really good tonight. Just goes to show that anything can happen. And I mean, the way these results have been, can you really discount there being a shock on Saturday as well? There we are. Luxembourg through, of course. Finland. Here are the... I will say it's a bit sad that we've lost Ireland. Because obviously last year they qualified after a very high number of years out. But for Bambi Thug to basically be potentially isolated as the sole recent qualifier, yeah, difficult. But there we are. They're showing the 10 finalists there. It's quite a range of quite a range of songs there, actually. There'll be plenty of choice for both the jury and the televote. Yeah, we've lost Czechia. That's, yeah, bit of a shock. There were some people predicting it. Right. Here we have... You know it as the 1990 Eurovision winning song Insieme. And Michelle, if you're watching this, Insieme 1992 is the closing act. Just a new feature to make the evening even longer. There we are. So, wow, that's a massive contrast, actually. Now I look at my scorecard with the running order on it. Because on Tuesday, it was something like 7 of the first 8 qualified for the final. This time we didn't get a qualifier until song 4. None of the first 3 made it in. Did you just crawl out of the... Okay. Yeah. That was my mother if you saw her. She doesn't want to be on camera. I don't know why. She'd be famous. There are 10 people that watch this, let's be honest. Yeah, so... Latvia qualified, which was... I think it was different enough to everything else to afford that. I got that one right. Armenia I got wrong, but I said as soon as they finished that I've really underestimated them. I thought that because it was so far behind going into the last fortnight or so, that it wouldn't quite get there. It may have momentum, but it wouldn't quite get there. Clearly that was wrong. Austria qualified, obviously. That was expected. Greece, I fully admit that I got that one wrong, but I had to be bold in some way with this one because it was such a close semi-final. I had to make a decision one way or the other, and Greece ended up on the wrong side of it. Clearly, in actual fact, they ended up on the right side of it. Lithuania, thank goodness they qualified. People will have worried about that. Malta, that was expected. Denmark is one that I got wrong. Yeah, surprised at that one, because I did think it didn't really stand out, but maybe I was wrong on that one. Czechia I thought would go through. I'll go through those in a second. Luxembourg, I'm happy about because that was the one that I was rooting for from this semi-final. Although I much prefer some of the songs that were in semi-final 1. Israel, obviously, we expected that. I'll say no more on that one. Finland, yeah, that was also expected. Okay. Australia then. So out of the non-qualifiers, Australia, I'm probably the most surprised at because, as I said, I thought that would go through after we saw it live. He was really, really good tonight and got the crowd really energized. So I don't know what happened with that. Montenegro, she unfortunately had a voice crack tonight. So that pretty much ended her chances. She was already that bit behind everyone else in the sort of contention for it. But yeah, that was basically the last straw. Which is really, really sad, but there we are. Ireland, I did think the staging was a bit static once I saw it live. The dancers didn't really move enough, was the thing. Like, it could have been okay, it could have survived with her being static. It's just the dancers didn't move enough either. Who else didn't qualify? Georgia. Yeah, that one was expected. Just a wall of a wall of sound. That song was never going to qualify. Czechia is probably the main shock. A lot of us expected that one. I still thought it would just about make it, but the staging wasn't good, actually. I know I've said previously about the outfit. I don't necessarily think it worked because it was trying to be two things at once, I feel like. But yeah, the staging, the colours were off. There were quite a few things wrong with the staging, I think, that led to that non-qualification. And lastly, Serbia, which, yeah, to be honest, that one always faced an uphill battle, and then they used his hair as a mop. I don't understand it, and clearly neither did Europe. So that is it for the reaction to the semi-final 2 qualifiers of Eurovision 2025. I will be back on Saturday to react to the final. Goodbye.